and that.
So we have Outsider, Transformed, what more did we have? Nova, and...
Protege.
Let me get the images of
We
your
actually have a transformed. Nice.
Yes. One Transformed. That's me.
Nice.
Yeah, in fact, let's start and introduce our characters here. I hope you got some questions for your other heroes as well. Let's start with our transform, because you are the one who doesn't have a proper image yet, because it's hard to find one that fits you.
No. Yeah, I cannot have commissioned the person to draw one.
Okay.
Let's
back.
see. How tall is he now again?
Well, the exact number of tallness might not matter, but how tall in comparison for a kid?
Yeah, pretty average. He's like 165-ish, approximately.
Okay.
Not too tall. Not too tall. He has kind of graying skin, and his eyes have already changed quite a lot, as you can see by the image.
Yeah. Oh.
And yeah, he's grown. He has started to grow scales along his body over certain patches of it.
Are you
They're
a
not-
dinosaur?
Who are you
No.
anyway?
No.
Not yet.
He have started to get small bumps on his shoulder blades, and his legs are becoming a bit more larger, more muscular, and changing a bit in shape as well. His
This Halos?
Hails. Yeah. But
Moves did you pick for your character?
I picked I am not my body, not human enough, and wish I could be.
So you can see here. Oh yeah, here you can
Wanna take a-
Yeah, explain it a bit for us, since we never had a transformed in the group.
When you take a powerful physical blow, you may roll as if you had 2 fewer conditions marked. If you do, on a +10, you must choose to lose control of yourself in a terrible way.
So
Oh, right.
You're more
Understood.
durable,
That is
but
for
it
I'm
can
not
go
my
wrong.
body.
Yeah.
And not human enough is when directly engaged in a terrifying fashion, mark a condition to choose an additional option even on a miss.
Okay, nice.
Wish I could be. When you comfort or support someone, if you tell them what you most envy about them, you can roll freak instead of mundane.
That helps you as a more freak-based character.
I actually think you have a similar move that I can learn as an outsider, but
I
I'm using
start
superior.
with 3 freak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's not too tall, not too short either, and his
I mean, you are like
fingers
around
and
14,
toes.
15 years old.
Yeah,
So he's
he's 14. He's 14.
so he's regular size for that age.
Yeah.
Now,
He's. Should I continue explaining a bit how he looks?
I think
His chest and shoulders have become a bit broader, with the chest becoming widened, and his hands have begun to become more rough, and the nails have become changing shape as well, more rigid and claw-like. Yeah.
So you're not the best to play poke back. Who were you
No.
before you changed?
He was an orphaned kid that grew up on the street from quite an early age.
Yeah.
Well, at least until he was picked up from the street by some corporation, or was it? Something like that, yes. And they used him for a bunch of experiments, so to speak. He eventually got discarded by them when they thought that the experiments weren't a success. But it turns out it had a significantly delayed effect on him.
Yeah.
So the changes didn't really start to happen until he had been discarded after about a year or so. Or well, once he had been discarded, it took around a year or so for the aspects to start to manifest themselves.
Nice. Yeah. After you got out of there, who outside the team is helping you understand your new body?
A person called Jennifer Riley. She's a med student at a different college, perhaps, or school. Or a bit of a rich man kid, you could say. Quite cheery and outgoing and has pretty colorful hair, you could definitely say that.
Yeah, we'll meet them in person once we get into the story, right? So why don't you just hide yourself away? Why do you want to be a hero?
He didn't really want to be a hero. He more like heard of this school and tried to enroll to get away from his other life, sort of. He wanted something better, more or less.
Yeah, and we'll find out why you care about the team probably a bit later when the team actually comes together. Which is something that's going to happen either this session or the next one, since we're going a bit shorter today. However, you're going to have to ask me one more thing. We drew attention and ire from plenty during the fight, which is going to come up in the future, sort of a proving grounds event. One important person in particular now hates and fears us. Who is it?
The chief of emergency.
That's right, the chief of emergency.
That is the head of police and fireman work and ambulance service in the city.
We'll see how that is gonna come about in a bit. Now, anybody else got questions here for Hayos?
Well, have he ever hurt anyone that he didn't want to hurt?
Good question. If you have ever hurt someone that didn't intend to?
Yes.
Probably. He's had a few run-in with the police at some occasions.
Does he live
Mostly by
alone?
accidents. What?
Does he live alone? Does he even have a place to stay?
He lives on the school for now.
In the
I think.
dormitory, yeah.
That would be best. Yeah, that would be best. Otherwise, he would be living in the street somewhere.
How did I guess?
Anyone else got
I'm not
questions?
very nice
Think about what's
characters
important to
in
your
general.
character and then ask him that question.
Yeah, that would be important to someone like Traxel. That's why you're asked.
What would be? Yeah, we have asked if he's hurt people.
He kind of once burned down a block.
Why do you want to go to a school? Why do you want to go to the school? Why can't I talk?
Because he wants to understand what's happening to him and be able to control it.
Makes sense.
All right,
Yeah.
nice. If ever there come
I respect that.
questions later, you can just play it out in character in fiction. Next person on the list is Keith.
Yes.
Put him up. This is Keith. Relaxing.
Goddamn wing.
Who
Just
is
chilling.
Keith? Tell us about him and how he looks. What he's about.
Well, Keith is a 15-year-old boy. Brown hair. Walks normally in casual clothes, but is of course walking in the school uniform when he's at school. He's very the laid-back type, but he seems to try really hard to do things properly sometimes and not screw everything up that he has a habit of doing, because he can't, when he uses power, there many times comes path destruction with it. Maybe a house gets set on fire and that's not supposed to be on fire.
Oh, great.
Stuff like that.
Can't have a good Heroes game without someone with fire powers.
Exactly.
Now, when did you first use
We
your
can't have
powers,
15
though?
son.
That was when he very first used his powers was when he was 12 years old, when he actually found out that he had powers. Started like a normal day. Until he held some burning paper in his hand.
What was
It suddenly
on
when the
paper?
flame oh, that was his great.
I figured. That was some...
Oops.
I've burned some bad grades myself. Fast. Just saying.
And that was when, stuff started to happen. At first, he just began, cool, I can control fire, I can create fire. And, he began to go around, mostly making trouble of it. Making trouble with his powers. If there's some people he didn't like, maybe just slightly set their shoes aflame.
That gets them moving,
Great.
huh?
Yeah.
It could possibly go wrong.
So, who was the first person you accidentally hurt with your powers?
Accidentally, his little brother.
What happened? Tell us.
Who, Keith was sitting at home. His little brother was in his room. His big sister was in the kitchen. And Keith was just in the living room watching television. Didn't really notice anything that much until he saw his sister coming into the room with a surprised face and scared. Because the house was on fire. And it kind of had trapped...
Just kind of happens.
Yes! And it kind of trapped his little brother inside his room and they couldn't get to him. But his sister get it out. And then, when it came up and the police were there, the fire department, they turned the fire down, Keith walked out. Not a scratch on him. Sadly, his little brother is now in the cemetery.
He didn't get out. Didn't have fire.
He
time.
didn't. Yeah.
But who outside the team now helps you control your powers?
There are two persons who mostly. There's his good friend that actually was the one who started with, where they met on the street where his friend called Devon Ice found out that Keith was going around making a lot of trouble. So he taught him that how dangerous his power were, and it was all going good. So he's helping him, and then there is one Rachel Hartfeld, who yes, who's also keeping an eye over him. As after the accident in the house, it was declared that Keith was too dangerous to be out, so he was actually thrown in a special kind of prison where he could, not hurt anyone else.
That's always nice.
And it was Miss Hartfeld who got him out, and now got him to attend, at least try to attending the new school, where he can try to control his flame, to probably control his power, and possibly, redeem kind of himself.
Alright, yeah. Why you continue to use your fire powers if you've got such traumatic experiences with it?
Because he strongly believed that with proper training and control, he can do some really good things with it.
You should talk to Rosa.
Rosa Frost.
Yes.
We'll meet her in a bit. So, why do you care about the school? Tell us. I mean, we already heard that you got ties to
Yeah, well,
Rachel Hartfeld. Sure. The head of...
yes. Why does he care? It's his new chance. It's a new chance for him to prove that he's not to be feared. He hasn't seen his family since that day at the house. So
Why have you not seen them? They don't want to have anything to do with you?
they are scared of him.
So you're staying in the dormitory as well?
He's staying in the dormitory as well, trying not to set it aflame.
Well, there's one person I can recommend who's flame retardant. Ios, mostly. I think you got something in common.
Well, if you can resist flame, that just means the fire is not hot enough.
Yeah, tell me.
Should I mention what he accidentally did once
Sure,
with
yeah.
the fire?
If you want to bring it up now or not later in character, in fiction.
Okay, I'll bring up later in character then.
Okay. Now, there's one interesting thing. When our team first came together, we destroyed our surrounding in the fight. Where was it and what did we destroy?
We destroyed the school.
Well done.
Oops.
It's going to be a short season, everybody.
How many grenades did I pack with me?
I can totally see that. When you have someone who controls fire and someone who controls air, now everyone knows the elemental rock, paper, scissors. Fan the flames!
Yeah.
Oops.
Does anybody else have questions here for Keith Valentine, our firebender?
What
So is
color
he
is his
ner-
flames?
What did you say?
Go ahead, Tomo.
Okay. Is he nervous around people because he's worried he's going to set them on fire, or does he try and play it off cool?
He tried to play it off cool. But on the inside, yes, he's always aware of what he's doing at the moment.
Let's break that awareness a little bit. Let's mix it up. Really good.
Interesting. Have you ever destroyed something of cultural significance?
No, not yet.
Okay, good.
I just love that answer, not yet. It's like it's his goal. Yeah, but in future, absolutely. But right now.
Who knows?
Who knows what will happen in the future?
Yeah, how does it look when you generate burn? Because that is one of the key features of the Nova. Now, with the fire, I can kind of guess your answer, but I still gotta ask, how do you generate burn? How does it look to us in fiction?
When he generates burn, he get engulfed in flames.
Okay.
And funny enough, his clothes is not burnt when it's wear off.
It's the Human Torch. Got it.
Yes, basically the Human Torch. Yes.
What abilities do you choose for start here?
Well, of course, I choose Reality Storm.
Well, obviously.
Yes, obviously. And shielding.
Ooh, fancy.
Yes, and then he can also the one called Move, where he basically can teleport.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
And Elemental Awareness.
Considering the fact that you use fire, yeah.
Yes, he can ask the fire a question. If for some reason.
Fire speaks. It's elementals. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you notice things about fire and heat and such the thing that can help you.
Here's you had a question, didn't you?
Yeah, right. Keith had it. No, who was it? Chaos? You had a question.
Yes.
Yeah. What color is his flames?
Yes. Mainly they're, just regular color, but you have seen he can change them.
Okay, I was thinking
And
because
also,
of scientific reasons.
Yes, and he cannot. He's just not, making flames from his body. He can also make flames out of nowhere, like fire.
In the distance, he doesn't have to be connected to the flames.
No, he doesn't. So he can basically set a person on fire by just looking at him.
If you use your fire too much, are you gonna get exhausted, or what happens to you? If you really try to make as much fire as possible, what's gonna happen to you?
He's gonna be exhausted and probably lose control of it.
Right? Can you turn off the fire as well? That seems like an odd question, but
yes, he can. He can turn it down, and he can, manipulate it to be even higher.
Okay.
So that flame you have on your lighter, that can totally go poof, and that's a large flame.
Not a good thing to be a smoker around you.
Yeah, kids don't smoke.
So sure about that?
Oh dear.
Now here's an odd participant of the school. Someone who looks a lot older than she is. Tell us about Freya. Who is she, and how does she come to go to school?
Okay, Freya is a bull, and she is very quiet, so some people think that she's just stupid, and that's why she's so old and in the school as a student. Her tattoos, if you stare at them too long, they might seem like they're moving, like shifting a little bit. And she came to the school because she originally, kind of like Hayos, she was an experiment. She's kind of test tube bred to figure out if there was a good mix between a canine that has kind of good senses and loyalty to packs and stuff, and a human with enough thought to brain function and thoughts to be able to pull off impressive military tactics, etc. And so she was one of the ones that was produced, and she lived there for 12-ish years. And due to her being mixed with canine, her body is kind of reacting the same as a dog would, kind of like dogs, you consider them their age times 7 kind of thing.
Yeah.
So she looks younger, but she's actually in her early teens. And she escaped from the situation because Mr. Sunshine!
That's right.
God damn it, why?
Because he's awesome.
That's
Because
right.
he saved puppies.
This place is better heroes now.
Tell me, who actually was it that changed you? Who was in charge of that experiment?
She wasn't. She doesn't know.
She doesn't know,
but
but we,
it's
of course, as the audience, gotta know.
it is if last season, if you remember the
Dr.
when
Babalaika?
Umbra went to go save, like, I think there was a girl that was captured, and then she saved her, but then she just broke into clay. It was those people, the people who are against, who's rival, maybe evil to Stryker's company.
As far as I know, aren't those the same people that worked on Hyos? Or are those different people?
They were in the same lab.
Exactly, so you know each other.
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay, maybe not in person, maybe you don't realize it now, but perhaps back in the day you have like a little moment where you came across each other. So, how did you escape from... Oh yeah, you answered that, Mr. Sunshine. Who outside of the team tries to take care of you now?
Well, since Mr. Sunshine is Mr. Sunshine, he dropped Freya off at the school with Scarlet, and he comes to check in from time to time and
So
make
when
sure
Mr.
she's not up to no good.
So basically, when Mr. Sunshine get rid of Scarlet, then he just pick up a new kid.
Exactly. He has a problem. That's his weakness.
I mean,
he's like the guy that keeps on adopting cats when he
Crazy
They're all over him.
goes away.
Crazy
But he
power.
But he makes them into some heck of a heroes cats.
yeah, heroic cats. Speaking of heroic cats, you talked about pack mentality. What's that about, Freya?
She is meant to generally work in a team. They wanted to make singular, strong heroes, but they also assumed they'd probably be sending them off together and working together. She also, in a sense, unbeknownst to her, she has been basically kind of imprinted on someone or some group that they basically have a device in her head where they can switch it on, and she doesn't have her she's not herself anymore. She basically just turns into a weapon.
But yeah, that's not gonna come back to bite you.
Oh yeah,
No
that's
dog-
a
no
sound
dog
Definitely not. Don't
finally
worry,
saying it.
guys.
That's absolutely safe. What could possibly go wrong? Let me take a look inside your skull. I think I will solve this.
Yeah. Your last name is Wolfgang. How did that come to be? Was that always your name? Or was that coincidence?
It was
You-
Mr. Sunshine.
Cut it a lot. You cut a lot out there, Atom.
You're cutting out to me as well. Might be on your end.
Adam is cutting out to me as well.
Oh, that's bad.
Yes. Not too bad yet, but hopefully it won't get too bad.
Okay, yeah. Freya, I don't know, since you've changed your character so a bit last minute, do you know Lobo still in character in fiction?
Yes, he's also on the experiments because they
Yeah,
were
tell us
trying
about
to.
Lobo.
Okay, Lobo is in a sense her kind of like a brother of sorts. He
This
is.
is Lobo.
They were trying to find the perfect would it be better to have a full canine body with human brain functions or a humanoid body with canine aspects? So he was on the other spectrum. So he's a dog who is able to think like a human and he, while Freya's kind of the quiet, stoic one, he's the super hyper peppy, I'm a puppy! Yay, pets and rubs!
Oh god. It's amazing.
You know, dogs can be really easily excited. At least some of them. In this case, this
Oh
one
my-
definitely.
That basically means Devon is the only boy on Team B. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, actually,
Hey,
that's
what
true.
was a boy?
That's true.
Well,
Lobo
he's a
is
boy.
technically a boy. He's a good boy. Who's a good boy? Lobo's a good boy.
Oh dear,
Oh,
why?
God.
Perfectly. Do you have any questions for Freya?
Hmm.
Actually, I have a question before you others go. What are your powers in terms of... Yeah, what are your powers?
She has super strength due to the tattoos are actually visible nanomachines streaming in her body.
Nanomachine son?
son. Yes.
She is super tough in that she has kind of a light coat of fur on her skin, and it can harden to be kind of like armor. And she has poor eyesight, but she can smell and hear really well. She usually fights by using those senses instead of by sight. So she's good in the dark, but if a room is really smelly or loud, she's not as good.
Oh.
And then her tail can be basically the fur can be hardened kind of like the coat of fur on her the rest of her body. So basically becomes like nails.
Oh god, ow, ow!
Yeah, and she's got full control of her tail.
Tail whip.
Whip.
Tail whip for the win!
Yes.
I just got Pokemon imagery on my head.
Yes!
Your defenses have been lowered. I'm bleeding.
Tail whip, your defense are lower. But why?
Now,
Why,
any
though?
questions you guys have about this peculiar mix between dog and human?
How do people mostly react to you? You know, normal people.
Well, outside of school, people probably just think she's like a cosplayer or something, since she only has kind of the ears and the tail that really sets her apart. In school, students either mistake her for a teacher if they're not in her class, or the ones in her class just think she's stupid, which is why she's so old in there.
Yeah, she's
This-
aging in dog
this-
years, yeah.
Yeah. But is she stupid?
She's not stupid, but she's certainly not the brightest bulb. In her time in the labs, she was taught things like physics because those would help with fighting. But her physics is her best class, but things like reading, she seems uninterested, and so she appears stupid, but she has okay intelligence.
So below average.
Yep.
Yeah, not everybody's gotta have a strong suit.
Well-
Everybody's got a good weakness.
Not everyone can be smart.
That's why we have an average.
You know, if every people was smart, then we wouldn't have war.
Or would be. Alright.
Yeah, that's kind.
Now, any more questions for Freya here?
I don't remember if you actually said it in your introduction. But if you did, then sorry. But why does he intend go to the school? Except for Mr. Sunshine put her there. What keeps her there?
She is trying to she wants to be a hero because since she's aging so fast, she wants to try and leave her mark on the world. And she's right now, currently, she's flipping back and forth between does she leave her mark by basically being a hero and being written about in the books, or leaving an offspring of some kind.
Right.
All right then.
Now, when our team first came together, we defeated a dangerous enemy. Or what was it? Who are you going to defeat?
Since it was a test from the school, they found a villain, in quotation marks, that could be a challenge, but not too tough for the kiddies. So it was the Sandman, who uses his snugglebugs to put people to sleep so he can perform petty crimes like theft.
Oh, now I'm curious. The Sandman, is he actually sand? Because then he's a bad setup against me.
No, he's not sand. He's not made of sand.
Great! Because or else it would be just be,
But he will be using sand.
Sandman.
He is now glass.
Yeah, exactly. He's now the glass.
Alright. Well, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Here's the thing about the bull. Yeah, at all times have a love and a rival, to which you take +1 to ongoing actions. So and first of all, we usually start off, it says you start off with the people being in your team, love and rival. But you can change them at any moment when you feel like a new rival or new love appears in your fiction.
And
You choose.
I would like to hear the rest of our teammates before I make a choice.
Okay, yeah,
And-
we'll put this to the...
Makes sense.
And I'm also going to point out that when you read in the book, it's not, like love. It doesn't have to be that. It could be
No.
brotherly love, sisterly love.
And
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be
And
an
you-
enemy rival, it can just be friendly rivalry as well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It can also be that.
I have the love part.
You do.
You want to do
Oh,
relationships at the very end of the proving grounds, because that's when the team has come together and you all know each other's character in fiction. Now,
Yeah.
what moves did you choose, Freya? Introduce them a bit so we can get to know what you can do.
She has. You've got a head you don't need.
That's a beautiful name. for a
Yes.
move.
The bull has amazing names. First of all.
And then she has physics. What physics?
So you got a head you don't use is when you provoke someone with obvious threats and show force, roll danger instead of superior. Okay, so you can taunt really easily, is what it's saying. And physics, what does that do?
When you unleash your powers to barrel through an unsurmountable barrier, roll danger instead of freak.
Okay, so you can Kool-Aid man your way into any situation.
Oh yeah!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh
Yeah,
yeah!
keep in mind that insurmountable barrier is, of course, up to debate. It can very well be an emotional barrier. So, let's move on to the next person. We have an unusual specimen here on Earth named Lily Novoros.
Yes.
wait, so Lily? I actually thought that was Oprah.
No, it's
No,
not.
that's not me.
Nope.
Oh.
I wanted to take an outsider that was still pretty human-ish.
Yeah, perhaps it is a cover name. You know, perhaps it's your true name. Is it?
No, I think she's using her real name.
Okay. Or perhaps what in her language her name sounds like in letters on our planet.
Yeah. Most likely that.
Okay.
The closest approximation.
Yeah.
So, Lily Novoros is, let's see, well, Princess Lily Novoros. is 63rd in line of the Novoros kingdom. A small monarchy in the... A small galactic power, very small galactic power. And, well... She's not exactly on Earth for any grand reasons to, begin with, at least. She's here on vacation.
That's it.
Yeah, she went to Earth. She was touring the galaxy, doing sightseeing. But as she arrived to Earth, she decided, like, it's an interesting world. I'm going to fly down there alone. Bye. There might be other reasons, but yeah. So she headed down using her speeder bike, basically. From space. There is actually still a spaceship up there that she
but
came
nobody's
up.
found it yet. It's got pretty good tech. I'm
Yes.
presuming. Might be a question,
Indeed.
why has nobody found it yet?
Striker's not interested enough.
Let's see. I think it has to say. I must go double check what my own craft has, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it has the same technology that her own speedercraft has, because her speedercraft has dimension shifting.
Oh, so it's in a different kind of dimension pocket. That's why nobody's found it yet.
It's shifted out of this dimension currently. So
It's kind of like hyperspace.
Ah.
And well, she doesn't really know subtlety, so she basically just flew down from space and landed in the center of Halcyon City, right in front of what was the cathedral called again? It was a cathedral of
Lights.
Cathedral of Lights, yes. Because well, she has this. She finds the many wonders of humanity incredibly impressive. And thus she wants to stay and trying to learn more. And what allows humans to make all these amazing wonders despite their limited technology.
Yeah, what is technology like where you come from?
Yeah, one of the reasons she's so impressed is because everything humans create is usually made in collaboration with each other. But in her kingdom, basically everything is handled by machines. People don't need to work anymore. They don't need to work together to achieve anything. They just tell a machine to do anything. I mean that people are they're very individualistic.
They're very lonely, aren't they, in a way?
Yes, they are, that too. That's the thing. Which is also a reason why she finds Earth very intriguing. And why she tends to be very cheerful and happy to spend around people that has no idea how to really deal with her. And she seems so completely oblivious to the fact that some people might be shocked and confused about her technology. She seems a bit naive or incapable of reading human emotions.
Yeah, how come that she can't read human emotions?
Yeah, because according to her, humans have a very interesting quirk. They don't share. Their hair color doesn't change. To her,
Wait, so her hair color changed?
Her hair color changed according to her emotions. So among her people, that everyone's emotions are open. You can't hide them. It's easy to see.
They're basically
So reading body language, reading facial expressions, it's not something she's used to.
Oh, damn.
She just doesn't know. To her, like, how am I supposed to read these people?
Yeah, they're very monotonous people with their emotions.
Yes, but still not considering works of art they create. It's weird.
And somehow your prediction is so often off the mark, right? That they end up surprising you.
Indeed. Can never quite predict what they're doing. How they feel, what they're planning. Yes, she's weird. That's the point, the outsider.
Very interesting.
Let's see. What else do we have on her? Yeah, she still has contacts with the mothership she came on, but she's staying down here alone.
Why do you
For-
care
and
about
for
the
some-
school in particular?
To her, it's partially a way to get to know humans, but it's also the fact that she hates seeing humans hurt other humans, and she hates to see all these wonderful works of architecture being damaged or destroyed, and she wants to prevent that.
Ah, I see.
What brought her to the school?
Well,
Well, you know, how did she find it? What made her go there?
I'm pretty sure that some other superhero found her and recommended her. Like, if you want to learn more, maybe.
Perhaps your friend that's going to school with you.
Probably yes. Rosa Frost.
Yeah, we're gonna meet her in a bit. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Say, what moves did you pick for your visitor from outer space?
Yes. So, I picked a Kirby craft, as I mentioned. It's just basically her speeder bike.
How does it look? Can you describe it to us so we can visualize it?
The best way I've been able to describe it is basically only be done to do is plate SWTOR, basically. But there's a Kulan Knight speeder bike, just with
that one.
Yeah, just with a bit more wings that actually fly in atmosphere. She also has a spacesuit so she can actually be in space with it, but she doesn't usually wear it. It works very well in atmosphere anyway, and it's very fast. It has when I choose the Kirby craft, I choose 2 strengths and 2 weaknesses. I'm not sure. Well, I've already mentioned its strengths are fast and maneuverable, and it has dimension shifting, just like the all technology has.
And what is its weaknesses?
It's susceptible to standard EMP, basically. It's electromagnetic pulses, because it's still electricity.
Okay.
So it's not shielded against that kind of attack, and it's not armed.
Okay, so it doesn't have weapons. It's just a transportation vehicle.
Yep.
See if I can put it up there. What else do you pick for moves?
Alien tech. So I can basically use. I can alter a human device to do something. Not at all. I can basically use my freak to alter a human device to do something impossible once and then fizzle. It's basically the description. That's not the one I was thinking about, but hey.
Okay, well.
This is not a phone now. This is a driving phone.
Whatever.
This is now a thing.
This is now a thing. I don't remember what the thing is called. I thought about it all. It's the golden speeder bike, basically. Oh.
The other one. Okay.
I don't remember if that thing is called, but oh well. And the third one I choose was Belonging to Worlds, since this is kind of why I need to have contact with my ship, because I can basically contact the ship to gain access to resources.
Now, who's up there? Since you're a princess, who else is up there? And how many of them?
There's not actually that many. It was a small cruise, basically.
A luxury cruise, right? For holidays.
So it's basically servants, crew, and her. Let's see if I can remember. There was one of her sisters, I believe.
Okay, you gotta come up with a name for your sister.
No, he's not. She's a Novoros, but yeah, she's also very far removed from the throne. So
okay,
I had to find a name for her, actually.
Yeah. Any questions you guys have?
Where is she from?
The Novoros Galactic Kingdom.
How does it feel to be a princess?
Well, that's a good question, and that might also be a good question in character later. But answer her now, so we got an impression.
Very, very boring.
So she's kind of, seeking the thrill of things.
Kind of, yes. That's why she's out there, because, well, she's the 67th in line. She's treated like a princess, just getting all the she's getting all the resources of a princess, but there's no way she's ever going to inherit the throne anyway. So
she's never going to be the queen.
No, she's just sitting there like, well, I have everything, but I can't exactly do anything with it. Okay?
How does she fight?
Usually when she doesn't, if she can avoid it, but she does have access to well, alien weapons in general, but it's mostly a pistol, energy pistol, basically. But also just these various gadgets and what might look like grenades or like that.
I feel bad for her if Stryker finds her.
Yes.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Uh,
And I
then
asked that. Yeah, go ahead.
Then we just gotta beat Stryker.
Yes.
Yeah, he turns out to be the villain now. But the question is, when you landed, you didn't do that very inconspicuous, or did you?
Nope, not at all.
Because you didn't know
I
what
just landed
Earth.
slap middle of the freaking square or a park or something. Okay.
Yeah. So you could say there are now people interested to find out about your Kirby craft and you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh god.
When our team first came together, we didn't trust each other at first, but that changed. How and why?
Mostly because, well, this was mostly because of how the teachers set it up. It's because it's also it would be a challenge that none of us could actually handle on our own. It would something that would require all of our help, which will allow us to, well, see each other's abilities in action and gain more respect for each other's usefulness.
Damn right, you need to work together to make it through this.
Yes.
That's a subtle hint that
Only
nobody's
together
given
can we
you.
succeed.
Is the spitter like the one I posted?
Let's see.
It actually a speeder with a cool front in Star Wars. That actually surprised.
Yeah, it's
Surprised.
that one I was thinking about.
Surprising.
Okay.
Yeah, completely right. Excellent. Well done.
Kudo points to you. Any
Yeah.
more
I am
on
questions
grid.
for her?
Well, I've asked mine.
You can ask many if you
Yeah.
How, in her mind, how smart are humans? Are humans inferior on equal level with her race?
Well, they're not equal in pure intelligence. Maybe they haven't quite mastered the whole dimension shifting and siphoning power from other dimensions and etc.
Oh,
Quite
they
to the
did
extent.
try last season.
They
though.
did try, and that didn't work out well. Now did it?
No.
Well, Stryker may be working on something.
Oh, yeah, Striker's busy. For sure.
Busy.
But yeah, let's really don't let Stryker get near her. Seeing as that's basically how everything they have is run.
And don't worry, as long as you're a student on the school, Rachel is going to do everything in her hands to protect you.
But she has a bit more respect for human creativity. So not their scientific intellect, maybe, but maybe might be not as high. But she does see human creativity and culture as being superior to her own.
How does she look at criminality, considering from her own planet?
Do criminals exist in your understanding of society?
Well, yeah, those will always exist. But usually, if they sometimes there are these gangs that shave their hair because that means you can't exactly tell their intentions, which seems weird to everyone.
Oh, that's actually a pretty mean thing to do, shaving their own heads to obfuscate their intentions.
Everyone's just like, why? What's wrong with you? But yeah, criminals do exist. They're not that common, mostly because, well, people don't have everything. They mostly have everything they want. There's always going to be people oppressed, and yeah. So, and also there's those who take territories, targeting the royals, and yeah, she doesn't like them.
How does she actually all the laws that the Earth have? I imagine they have probably more laws than your country than you have.
At least that she knows of in her country, or that she cares about.
Yeah.
Yeah, she might have broken it involuntarily a couple of times.
I mean, that's the whole thing about the outsider, is being not familiar with things on Earth and how they run on Earth.
Yeah, she doesn't. She only has basic moral concepts from her own world. So yeah.
Basically, she and Hales ain't that different when it comes to breaking the rules.
Well, she doesn't like destroying things. She wants to preserve everything, but yeah. So her vigilantism is fine.
Let's meet the last one in our group, but not least, Jack Tyler. Who is he? What's he about?
Well, he's 16. He's a bit older than some of in the group, a bit younger, I think, as well. He's actually a son of a lawyer, and he only got to know about his powers just a couple of months ago. He's fairly new to this whole thing. His father, actually, is friends with Umbra, for they studied in the same university, and because of this, of course, he asked her to train him, and because of that, he is the protege. He's usually quite well, as you can see from the picture. He's quite happy, happy-go-lucky guy. He's not too serious about like stupid stuff. He likes to protect his friends and people like Lisa, and yeah, that's him.
Alright. Why did Umbra agree to train him?
Because
I thought the same.
because she owed this friend of hers. Basically, because they were still in university, and they each got each other's back quite a bit. So Umbra, because she was studying medicine, and she still has the powers, and because Jack's father's a lawyer and studying to be a lawyer, they managed to obviously get into quite a bit of trouble and managed to get each other out of it. So she owed him, and so she accepted, especially since she had already taken a spot in the school anyway, so it made sense.
Who else outside the team knows about your training?
Well, and then the father and Umbra, of course, then there's Lisa, who's the best friend.
How do you meet Lisa?
Just Lisa is a general name. No, they've been friends like since early childhood. Like they've been friends for absolutely forever, like since the sandbox.
You only recently got to know you have power, like some months ago. How did you find out?
It was an accident.
What was that accident? You have to tell us now that you made us curious.
Well, that's actually part of the reason why Umbra decided to actually train him. I actually never told it to even to you that on this thing because I just figured it out before.
Sure.
Surprise me. So basically there was an accident. Umbra and his father and him, of course, they were having just regular dinner, on the patio, all nice and everything. But he got angry by something. He doesn't really remember what it was, but it was something stupid, like teenage angst, anger type of thing. And due to his emotions, the wind actually responded to him and basically dumped Umbra and his father into the nearby lake.
Nice.
Umbra was not happy.
Why wouldn't she be?
Yeah. So that's what happened.
When are Umbra happy?
Excellent question. She's never happy. Or very rarely anyway. But Umbra was there to balance the sunshine,
Give a bit of shade. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Why do you care about
Umbra
school?
basically a night.
Well, Jack cares about the school, of course, because it's a chance to make friends. Lisa's studying there also, and well, it's a good opportunity for him to become a proper hero. Not just like some freelance idiot, but actually a proper hero. I mean, come on, Mr. Sunshine's there, and the headmistress is like a massive hero. So is the doctor. It's like woo.
It's definitely star appeal. So, Anybody got questions about him?
What is his relationship with Lisa?
They're best friends. Nothing more, nothing less.
Good to know.
I wouldn't suggest going after Lisa though, because Jack does have a big brother complex. So basically, if someone even looks at Lisa wrong, you might get sliced to bits.
Nice. Wonderful.
So his attitude is also up. So I'm curious. He like Umbra by not worrying about killing people?
Well, he does share the same superhuman body type as Umbra does, because he's basically his element.
So he can
Just
completely
like-
become air for a moment.
For example, which makes him immaterial. I mean, come on. What can hit the wind?
Yeah, but you can't leave
You know,
air
I'm
type
sure
space
that's
for
accepted.
It also does allow him to fly, but he's not quite there yet, as far as his powers are concerned. He did it once by accident and completely panicked.
Yeah, I would too if you just lifted off the ground. I guess.
Yeah,
I would
not
do it.
just in that, but he's become his element only once in training with Umbra, and he absolutely and utterly fucking panicked. He was like, ah, what the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Ah. Did not go well.
That sounds like something that Hales once did, kind of.
How is that
Very.
fun?
If you can control them.
Any more questions for Jack?
What is he scared of?
Not really much, to be honest. I mean, he's actually the
Why?
only thing he's actually honestly scared about is two things: Umbra's wrath and Lisa's wrath.
We'll find out why Lisa's scary in a bit.
Mm-hmm. And she's very scary indeed.
Oh dear.
Umbra.
Mm-hmm.
I thought she'd lose her powers eventually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that can take
Well-
as long as it's relevant for the narrative, right?
Rachel is still alive.
Yeah.
Just saying.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Although
true.
it's-
As long as one is around, so is the other.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Now,
Fair enough.
talk about your moves
one of the
that you
reasons.
picked and why.
Well, Jack has, obviously being the protege, been reading the files, so you've learned about the superhuman world through your mentor's resources. And it's basically because, of course, Umbra is quite well connected, of course, and obviously also so is his dad. It actually makes a lot of sense for him to have this. And he's also been looking over after the superheroes and whatnot, gathering information from them since he was a little kid. It's like, I've always wanted to be a superhero too. When his powers manifested, it was like a dream come true to him. And then there's be mindful of your surroundings. When it comes down to that, it makes sense because he's basically the wind. But wouldn't he know? I mean, air's everywhere.
But there's not wind everywhere.
What is the
No, but
drawback
there's-
of using your powers?
Well, of course, the fact that, he can't be everywhere every time, except that at the same time he could be if he wanted to. Like, he can get messages via the wind. Like, think about Pocahontas style.
Okay, yeah, Pocahontas style.
Yeah, but then obviously it has its own problems because the wind can't see. It can hear, because that's how air works, but it can't really see, so it's really annoying.
So you're flying blind once you go into the air form, if you ever do.
Yeah, I mean, he can sense things, absolutely, and he can hear things. Think about it more like how bats go about their days.
By memory, mostly. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that too. I mean, do you honestly think that it's easy for him? Of course not. I might be able to understand it better and develop it a bit further later on, but not right now. And then there's also the captain aspect. So when you enter the battle as a team, add an extra team to the pool. And carry +1 forward if you are the leader. And that's because he's honestly very easygoing and nice guy. A total opposite to someone like Umbra.
That's going to be interesting then.
Yes.
Okay. When the team first came together, and when the team is going to come together, we stuck together after all was said and done. Why? And how did you keep in contact?
We're because fucking heroes. And by phones, duh, and Skype, come on, we're teenagers.
Fair point.
Just saying.
And, you know, school,
Yeah.
True.
classmate.
Yeah. Easier question. Now I gotta ask Freya, Lily, and Jack. Is either of you going to stay at the dormitory?
Well, I'm not staying anywhere on the planet anyway, so yes.
And Freya, I believe she said she was, considering that, you know, Mr. Sunshine dropped her off there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Jack has a room there, but you know he's also welcome with Umbra and his father.
Okay, so he would stay there, but you know he's got other places to sleep if need be.
Yeah, it is more of a case like, well, hey, come on, I'm the son of a lawyer. You honestly think I don't have the cash?
Yeah, that's why I'm asking you. You could stay just with your father.
So it is more of a case like, of course he has a dorm room, but at the same time he only uses it when he's too lazy to head home. Or when he's avoiding either his father or Umbra.
There was something that just came to my mind. What about your mother?
Well, that's actually a funny thing. Jack is actually feeling quite strongly about that. I mean, because she's missing.
Oh.
And Jack has actually used his powers before, but he really doesn't know about it. As far as he knows, the first occasion was when he accidentally dumped people into the lake. But no. Basically, he's very angry about it because his mother has disappeared completely off the map after some supervillain attack. Because of this, he wants to know what the fuck happened, but he hasn't been able to really find out much, to be honest.
Okay. All right. So mother's missing. Let's call it like that.
Yeah, missing, presumed dead. You know.
Okay. All right. Any more questions? We're gonna go over relations and influence at the end of our. I mean, we're running already kind of late. We're gonna probably do it next week with that, but we're gonna do that definitely, just not now. Any other questions you guys have, especially since Freya still gotta decide her love and rival? I guess you could also do that at the end once you've all fought your first mission, came together as a group. No choice. You know what? I'm gonna leave
Questions
that
for
because there's gonna be other people there, NPCs, sort of your friends and the team C. So you might want to pick some of those guys
okay.
for Freya.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Not that I can think of, actually.
No.
All
Not
right.
in the
I'm
moment.
itching to get started.
Okay, nice. And let me dive you into now that every character has been introduced, every protagonist, let me dive you into the world a little bit here. Our comic book, our episode starts kind of with the big headlines of the time skip that happens from the last time to now. We see one of the headlines: "End to radio's terror in Somalia. Ice Lord still our number 2? And what's that young hero team everyone's hyped about?" And after that, we see in the setting sun a fist punching full force into a rock face. And the next headline that it cuts back to: "World's first supervillain dies in custody at age 89. End of an era." The same fist punching again into the rock. And we hear a faint woman's voice sort of yelling out like a karate hua. Cuts back to the news. Mr. Sunshine celebrates 50th birthday. Saves furry hostages from laboratory. Another punch landing right into the mountain. We see a bit of
Goddamn, Mr. Sunshine.
sweat trickling from the arm. Next headline: "New golden age of heroism. Crime rates down across the country." Another punch lands full force into the mountain, leaving a little bit of trickle of blood on the rock. The first Martian, Veronica Asimov, gives birth to healthy boy. Find out about our Mars mission down below. Another punch.
Ooh, fancy.
Full force hitting the rock. Laura Baxter, elected first female mayor of Halcyon City. Promises prosperity. Another rock hits. Another fist hits the rock. BAM!
Someone is not happy.
Boy causes house fire. Kills brother. 10 signs your child is misusing its powers. Slam. You can
Oh dear.
see like a huge stain like of blood on the rock by now. Strange UFO spotted touching down in Hero Park. Armtech denies involvement. Can we trust them after the darkness incident?
Darkness incident. Oops!
Oops!
That's oops for Umbra. Big oops.
Big oops.
Another time the fist slams for the rock, but that time a hand grabs the wrist centimeters before the impact. Why do you do this? A voice, somewhere between a boy and a man, says. I'm learning. A girl's voice, strained and exhausted, responds. You're hurting yourself. It doesn't hurt as much as the teachers giving me the win. I beat you in the trainee tournament. They'll never accept me as a hero. Her free hand, and we see them sort of as shady pictures against the sun rays, slams into the rock again. She's already screaming of pain and anger way before the fist hits the rock. And she says, I will split this mountain. And we can see glittering tears rolling down her chin and falling to the ground. The boy responds, that's impossible. She turns to him, straightening up and says, just because it is impossible is no excuse for a hero not to do it. And there's a moment of silence between the two, and the boy looks up at the cliffside and he says, things like this, why I don't doubt for a moment that you will make a great hero one time. And she responds, ah, thanks, sunshine. And he says, sunshine, huh? And then the camera pans upwards. Oh yeah, it's an origins moment. And then the camera pans up and we see a small crackle in the rock. And
Who was it? I missed it.
It was Mr. Sunshine.
She says, oh, thanks, sunshine. He was like, sunshine, huh? It's like, that's a good name.
I know from where this is from. I know from where this is from.
And as the camera pans upwards, we see that the crack in the rock turns into a little bit of crack in pavement as the view pans up, and we see the Halcyon Hero School. And the last newspaper article is, Halcyon's first Hero Academy opens today. Does your child have what it takes to be a hero? And our first appearance of a first hero is in fact Chaos, moving across the street just next to the Hero Academy, and there has been quite a crowd gathering because hey, this is a big opening and everybody's interested and excited. There's media there, and Chaos, you overhear from not too far away a group of people suddenly bursting out and saying, hey, look at that freak. Those freaks, actually, look at them. As you walk past, take Insecure condition. And how do you
Are
react?
they directed at him?
They said freaks. There's only you, isn't there? You didn't see anybody around, but you've kind of... How does he walk when he's in a crowded area?
He basically slouches down a bit to not be seen as much.
Yeah, so you didn't really look around you much. How do you react to these people calling you a freak?
His shoulders tense up a bit as he just lowers himself just a bit more to not be seen at all, basically. Kind of.
Yeah, you notice if
Like if he had control of his ears like a dog would or a cat, they would probably just lie down like, oh.
Yeah, he's letting
Aw.
himself go.
Oh, that's so cute.
Two people walk past you at a quick pace. You catch a bit of a glimpse of them. One is feathered, completely white, and the other has orange and blue hair, wearing some sort of green dress. As they move on further, we see Lily. How would you go to school that morning?
Well, obviously, when I have the Kirby Craft just flying in.
Okay, a Kirby craft is flying past a large limo. You know, the classic white style, very high society. A butler steps out and opens this side door and asks, do you have everything packed, Mr. Pomwell? And out steps this person. Up here. Maximilian Pomway.
Oh,
No,
no.
you don't know much more about him besides the name now, but I'm sure you're gonna meet him eventually. Add him in there. Right. He says, yes, I've packed everything. Do pick me up at, well, you can come up and wait a bit if it's running late. I'm excited. Can't wait when I get to lead my first team. And he walks off wearing a top hat and an interesting attire that looks kind of like he's stepped out of a card game.
As
Oh,
if he
dear.
would be the one to actually lead a team.
Now,
He's that kind of pompous bastard. Good to know.
when he walks past saying team, we cut over and see Devin. How does he get to school in the... okay. Sorry, that's not Devin, that's Keith actually, because Keith was kind of...
no.
That's actually Jack.
Jack,
That's
goddammit.
actually Jack.
Keith is
Jack, yeah, right, Jack. Sorry,
What is-
I gotta learn the names. I definitely mean
As
Jack.
first it was Umbra and Scarlet, now it's Keith and Jack. What is from us?
It's
I-
always us. It's always us.
I don't know why, but let's go with Jack, since he also has like this sort of team leader mentality, so it's a nice segue. How does he get to school?
It's actually very interesting because he actually gets to school very weirdly. It's him. The shadows seem to be just melting up from the nearby shadow of the playground. So right next to it, like actually right next to the gate, there's a bit of a shadow, and right there just manifests. He manifests with Umbra actually, who has a tight grip on his arm, and she looks at him and says, "Now, do try and concentrate, and we do not want to make an incident, yes?" And of course, Jack just nods quickly and is like, "Okay."
Yeah.
But the bag over his shoulder and just looking like he really, really, really doesn't want to get on her bad side before she marches into the school lab coating of going around her, melting into the
Umbra
shadows
now.
again.
Nice.
So she melts back into the shadows and heads to the school.
Nice. Okay. Let me actually put her down beneath by the news. There you go. Yeah. Moments after, actually, you know what? Let's see. How can we segue from that? Okay. Yeah. Totally. Freya, how do you approach school? Are you with Lobo?
Yeah, her and Lobo are kind of just walking to school. He's kind of like walk prancing, his paws kind of popping up and down as he's going, his tail's wagging, and she's kind of just somberly walking next to him.
Oh.
Yeah, somebody just sort of looks to the side and says, do you have a daughter that goes to school here?
Yep.
Lobo is actually the one speaking up. He has a sort of voice modulator box that seems him like Google Translate voice. It's like,
Oh, dear
no,
God.
Of course it is.
we are heroes. But he still barks at the same time, because that's how it works.
Oh God.
He's like the Emperor text-to-speech device voice.
I approve of this.
Yes,
Oh,
that's his
bro.
voice.
Oh, God. I approve of this totally.
Okay.
What an
No, I
awesome
can't
dog.
make that voice always, but imagine him talking like that.
Yes. Yes.
Uh,
Aren't you a bit too old for school? I give you weird looks. And now keep in mind, these are adults, and they're talking to you. And this usually involves shifting one of your labels. So shift your freak up and your mundane down, unless you would wish to reject them.
No, they're right.
Gotta get you used to the game systems. Adults always have influence over you.
yes.
Adults are dicks. Got it.
Yeah, unless
Yes. Every adults are fucking dicks. That's totally true. That's right. Never becoming an adult.
Excellent. I approve of this.
I approve of this.
Too late. We're already adults.
Nope. I deny this.
Yeah, you can always be a child at heart.
they
Speaking
all feel
of
so old.
Speaking of child at heart, as you would just address as someone's mother. You hear someone not too far away from you, say, "Yes, father, I have everything in my backpack. I double checked." You see a girl standing next to a priest. So the mention of father doesn't seem to address their relationship, but rather his position. Looks like that. She's got a long stick that she's now moving across the ground as she starts moving, and
Long stick.
she's got a
Blind.
blindfold on. He yells after her, "Have you taken your medicine?" Yes, and I have packed some extra." And then she shovels on, sort of making her way through the crowd. Sometimes hitting people with her stick as she moves it around. Let's see. The only one who hasn't come onto the scene yet is Keith. How do you get there?
That's also perfectly fine because you see Keith, waking up, looking at the clock, and it's like, "I'm late." You see him run out of the dorms, but still taking his pants on.
Does he have a toast in his mouth?
Yes, he has.
Of course, yes.
Of course he has. And he's just running with the school bag. I'm late.
We see you run across, and there's some people talking. Man, so many young heroes. Another guy, middle-aged, beards. He says, "Yeah, I wonder how many of them are Thorimis, though." Both of them laugh for some reason, and a commanding voice speaks up behind them. "The only person you're going to have to think about is my son." This person is standing behind them.
Oh God!
And they're
What
turning
the
around
crap?
and they're saying, "Ice Lord, the world's number 2 hero."
True.
And he responds.
Really?
Yeah, he responds, "Yeah, the last polls are not in yet, but I might have made it to number 1 after the things that happened in Somalia. Unlike Mr. Sunshine, I don't sit around in the whole city. With all the crime rates down, there's plenty to do elsewhere." We barely notice next to him is a young boy, black hair, blue eyes, and he looks rather disinterested. He sees you running past Keith, and he just walks off from his father's side. Ice Lord says, "Devin, where are you going?" And Devin just casually looks over his shoulder and says, with a bit of contempt in his voice, "I'm going to talk to my friends," and just walks off. We can feel the temperature dropping. There's certainly something to be said about the relationship between the two.
Yeah. And it's to say, that Devin, he is beautiful,
Yeah, he's got that For a 15-year-old, he's got this ideal modeling look.
So he's basically Sasuke Uchiha.
Yes,
Well,
yes, he is.
well, yes, and well, it's like, when boys see him, it's just like, wait, am I turning gay right now?
So basically, he's gonna have.
No, he is beyond beautiful. It should be forbidden to be that beautiful.
Okay,
So
Basically, he's like Kise from Kuroko no Basuke.
Or the
Yes.
anime.
He's a Gary Stew.
Well, yeah.
And at the last point, we also, as you run, Keith, you're gonna get overtaken by a girl who's yelling quite loudly, "Oh crap, I'm late, I'm late, I'm late."
of course.
She's got colorful rainbow hair. That would be Jennifer, person Hayos described earlier. Now,
Great.
we enter the classroom, I guess with Keys being one of the last persons to get in there, right, followed by Devin. Actually, you know what? Devin comes up to you the moment you were to open the door, and he says, "So I'm glad you made it here. Didn't know if they let you out."
Well, Devin, he goes in, give him a hug.
Yeah, he returns the hug quite genuinely.
Yes. Finally nice to see you when I'm on the other side of the bars.
Yeah.
As he gives us smirks.
Let's see what the first day brings, huh? Don't impress people too much. I gotta shine. Otherwise my father's not gonna let me home. And
Right.
you keep the fire down, I mean it.
Don't
First thing we
worry, I
need
do
is
not
you
plan
burning
to
down
say.
the school.
Yeah, I have a feeling that would end badly. As he scratches his hair. I will try to maintain my flames properly.
OC thought, and in the end, Hayos and Keith just sits there like, kind of hot in here.
Yeah. Alright, the classroom that you open is very crowded with, hero teenagers, so it's relatively loud. The first thing that you notice, Keith, is that a kunai is flying past your head and thucks into the open door.
What the?
Oh crap, I'm so sorry, I was practicing. You see this boy sort of walking over. You think you've seen that outfit somewhere before.
Yeah.
Yeah, like fucking Naruto.
Keith is a. Are you watching a lot of Naruto?
I'm Waki Tajiro. I'm gonna become a hero. Believe it.
Oh god,
Awesome.
no.
He takes his arm. To take his arm. I'm Keith Valentine.
Wow, your hand is really hot. You must be nervous. I'm nervous too.
Yeah. No, it's just I'm very warm-blooded. Like sometimes I'm literally on fire.
Sounds like some sort of jutsu you got there.
Yeah.
We see Lily in the back, just standing around. Lily, as you turn around, you suddenly have Jennifer behind you, and you see her hair for the first time. How does Lily react? As someone with hair that doesn't necessarily change but display all the colors all at once.
I'm just staring at her like.
Alright.
I'm sorry, do you feel alright?
I'm feeling 10% better than yesterday. It's finally school time. Lily, roll me a powerful blow, because this is sort of sensory overload for you.
Yes, it is. What the crap?
This is the first time we roll today, so nice.
Possibly go wrong.
Everything.
Oh yes! Awesome!
No, a miss is actually good. On a miss,
Yes.
you mark potential, and you're basically fine, but, you know, it still shocks you. And you can react any way you like.
Like, but you're... Are you sure you're not having some psychological issues that you need help with? I mean, it's
Oh,
nothing
hey,
to be
look, a
ashamed of.
puppy! She walks past you, and she moves over to Lobo, and she pets him. And you just hear the Google Translate in the background going, yay.
Glorious.
Speaking of puppies, what is Freya doing in this crowd? There's a few chairs and tables standing around. It's basically your home room. What it's going to be.
Alright, how does the uniforms look?
Hero Academia kind of style.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm seeing if I can
you-
find them again. Put them up.
Yeah.
You know, they're big.
You know, also, you know, girls are allowed to wear pants. They are not, you know, restricted to skirts.
They can wear skirts or they can wear pants.
Exactly. And
I'm fitting in. I'm wearing a skirt because, of course, I am.
Yeah, and you know, to not be totally unfair, of course, boys are allowed to wear skirts too.
None of
They
them wear
Well,
probably
skirts,
usually during the
supposedly.
summer, they usually wear like a fitted fucking, what do you call them? Like a fitted short things. What do I call shorts? Yeah, shorts. I'm having a
We're
brain
going
freeze.
with the regular ones that they have for the show,
Yep.
Yep, those.
and that's how they look. Or along those lines, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Let's be classical there. Both have. Yeah,
Nice.
so where is Freya? Or what is she doing in this crowd? You see someone petting Lobo.
She found she didn't want to be too antisocial, so she's not in the back. But she didn't want to be in the front of the class because that's scary, and she's not very good with school and everything. So she literally found the seat in the very smack dab middle of the room and is sitting in that one.
You know, in the fact that could also be a problem, but yes.
Alright. A girl turns around to you. Now from the back, she just seemed to have orange and blue hair and a green dress and sandals. But as she turns around, her eyes are really weird. She's got these blue and purpley eyes that don't seem to have pupils, and in fact that they move separately. One of them is focusing on you. The blue part focusing on you. The other one is just
Crap.
moving around the room. And she says, "You look a bit old to
Googly
go to
eyes.
school."
Googly eyes!
Yeah, they seem
Oh,
a bit
God.
googly eyes. They're more like chameleon-like. They have like this sort of leathery part around it that sort of protrudes outward a bit. So they're very mobile.
Oh dear.
Yeah, she says,
Okay.
"You look a bit old to go to school."
Freya just goes, uh-huh.
"But you look tough. I just wonder how tough are you?" She seems all of a sudden very threatening.
Freya goes, uh-huh.
Let's test it. She gets up, tosses the table that you're sitting at to the side, and reaches backwards with her right fist. There is blue energy starting to course along lines along her arm, and it reminds you very much of those tattoos that you're having as they glow blue. And, well, what do? She's about to hit you. There's no doubt about that.
Can anyone else interfere with it?
I'm gonna say this is for a character establishing moment. I want to see Freya deal with this.
She will. I'll say she will. She doesn't want to get in trouble. So I think she will directly engage by trying to just kind of hold her hand up to stop the hand.
Alright, okay, yeah. So roll to directly engage. Okay, now directly engage means you get to choose from 4 options. With a 7 and 9 you get to pick one. Which one do you choose?
She'll basically resist the blow, that she kind of held her hand up and the blue and orange haired girl's hand hit hers and they're just like stuck in the air now.
Alright, yeah. The fist glows blue and I would almost call it energy is flowing through as she punches you full force. The room around you bends, and when you come to a stop, still fully blocking, you are mere centimeters away from the back of the wall. In between where you just were and where you're now, the tables have been pushed to the side, and it's like a pathway of destruction that you just got pushed backward by this girl's punch.
Welcome punch!
Freya goes,
Now you can interfere, Jack, if you like.
He wouldn't. It was because he clearly could see that, everything's being handled and it's not really her thing. His thing to do it.
Yeah, someone else is going to interfere then. A woman looking rather harmless now seems to both worried and angry, and she says, "Hey, you knocked over my desk!" And suddenly all around her, the energy is crackling as if firecrackers are going off. That's Lisa for you. And that's why people are a bit scared of her.
Oh! Great!
You're probably actually fine. Because Lisa is Lisa. That if she gets really, really angry or frightened or something, you will find that. May I actually Atem?
If you want to, sure. What the hell? Why not? I don't know what you're doing, but surprise me.
Yeah, because it's because her power is particular kinesis. So basically, she just fucking blows up. So most likely, the desks of the 2 people fighting would just blow up.
Yeah, okay. So the blue and orange-haired girl turns around and says, "Oh, you want some?" And suddenly you hear a loud grumble coming from her, and she sort of pats her stomach and is like, "Oh, I'm hungry."
Freya goes, "Me too."
Lisa would be just taken by the arm by Jack and just to another corner completely and be like, "Come on, let's just not start trouble, okay?"
Yeah, not on the first day of school. Alright. Let's see. Chaos.
I probably prance in there just with my pink hair happily skipping in.
Oh yeah, Chaos. Where are you in that classroom?
I think he would probably, since he don't really have much common sense at all, he basically sits on one of the bookshelves and just looks at everyone.
You know what? Suddenly you realize you're not alone on the bookshelf.
Okay.
There's a girl sitting on the ceiling.
Oh, that's fun.
Well, yeah,
is what she looks
she
like.
can't sit. Yeah, she can't sit on the ceiling. True.
And she looks down at you, sort of upside down from your point of view. And she says,
He tilts its head and just waves.
"Oh hey. Quite
Hi.
a crowd down there. I'm Rosa. Rosa Frost.
Chaos.
You may have noticed I can control gravity."
You don't say.
Let's grab it.
After she's Spider-Woman.
Gravity is how heavy things are. In relation to, I guess, the air? Or how they pull together? Look, don't think too much about it. Who are you?
I'm Chaos.
Why you got horns and scales? Are you some sort of lizard?
I don't know. He doesn't have horns, though. He doesn't have horns. Not yet.
Not yet.
Oh wait, that's your hair. Sorry.
He
dear.
takes out a piece of candy wrapper, just tosses it.
Piece of
He
candy.
eats a lot. Pretty much just tosses it in half.
Rosa! 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 What are you doing up there?
What are you doing down there?
Good question!
Just
I should join you someday.
yeah, I should get my table upside down up here. It's wonderful.
That would be really fun.
Yeah, but I don't know how I'm supposed to get it down or something. This never mind. Just enjoy yourself down there. I'll get down when the head teacher gets here. We're supposed to have orientation in a bit. Lily, as you walk across, you bump into this boy, and he turns around and says, "Oh, mademoiselle, I did not see you there." Somehow he has your hand in his, and he gives it a gentle kiss. I should have recognized someone of such noble posture around these parts, but I don't seem to recognize you. Are you new around town?
You could
Jack
say
will
that,
not
yes.
take kindly to that.
You could say that, yes, absolutely. Yep.
Lily, mark me insecure, because this man just looked through your disguise of A, realizing you're not from here, and B, realizing your nobility, all in one moment.
Yep.
You don't know how he did that, or how he knows. But he does, so that makes you a bit insecure. But how do you react beyond being like, oh, I don't know?
Well, yeah. Hi. Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you
but,
too.
but I'm not. But I'm nothing special. I promise you.
I'm totally not from a different dimension or anything, or world.
Nope.
Yeah, that would be
Not at
weird.
all. That would be weird.
I'm definitely not a weird person.
Nope. I just asked Lisa. I'm not a weird person. Oh wait. Don't talk to Lisa. Wait, don't talk to Rosa. But yes.
Let's see.
yes.
Yeah. That's a bit. He seems to. Perhaps you should avoid him in the future.
Yeah, maybe so. Let's see.
In fact,
my hair probably turns white. It was pink. It's now white.
whoa, you got hair changing powers. That's cool.
I'm mostly confused that you don't, but yes.
He is not the only one who caught your attention. That back by the window stands a lone figure, clad entirely in feathers. Its head turned about approximately 180 degrees, looking over its shoulder at the group, particularly at you as your hair changes.
That's creepy. That's creepy.
Owl man.
As I go, hi.
Just
you?
stares back at you. Just stares back at you.
Just wave. Hello. Hi.
Look somewhere else.
Who are
now.
you?
Apparently no longer interested in you.
Huh. Weird.
In fact, looking at Jack. Actually, no, Keith. Keith, you haven't had a chance yet to shine. And where would Keith go, and what would he be doing right now? In fact, I'm going to give you a bit of a help. You find a table right next to this girl, and she's reading some sort of book. But looking at the book, the pages are empty.
So, which girl?
I
see.
didn't. Yeah, my ping wasn't the wrong layer. This girl.
Ah,
She's reading a
Blind
book,
one.
but the pages are empty from what you can tell.
That's not weird.
and she does have that bind over her eyes, right?
Yes, yeah, she's wearing a blindfold.
Uh.
A veil, if you will.
So, he totally, raise up and, stand and look over her shoulder, really closely. How can you read without words?
You notice there's small little peck marks in the paper as she trails her hands over it, and she says, "Oh, hello, I'm Holly.
I'm Keith.
Nice to meet you, Keith.
Nice to meet you, Holly.
I know this is weird for me, but can I feel your face to get to know you a bit?"
You know, he totally looks at for a second. Yes, you totally may touch my face.
Alright, she's gonna move her hands over your face, and you're gonna have to, sort of getting to know your exterior. But this is almost a custom move that triggers here. You're gonna have to tell her one secret about you, and you're gonna need to whisper that to me if you want to keep it secret from everybody else. She's learning more from you than just your facial features.
One secret.
It's almost like she's looking into your mind a bit.
Well, let's call me.
Well,
Or just something you wouldn't tell anybody.
well,
Just kind of a secret.
well, since everybody already knows it but don't know it in character, his biggest secret, he's just got out of prison. Basically.
Wait,
Yep.
you mean juvenile?
Nah, I mean
More like special hero detention facility.
It's exactly.
Basically something that the Striker's mom would create.
Yes, basically.
It's not Umbra proof though.
You know,
I mean,
there
Umbra's
you
been
put
there too,
people
and it
where you
wasn't even
believe
proof
they are
for
way
her.
too dangerous to be let alone.
Yeah. She kind of reclines her hand, like almost a bit shocked, I would say. And you definitely notice, and her fear translates a bit over to you, and you're gonna have to mark me afraid. Because you're like, whoa, wait, what's wrong with me?
What's wrong? No, he's just he stands up, up quickly, and what's wrong?
I think we shouldn't talk to each other.
Wait, what? But we were just getting along so well.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to talk to bad people.
But you don't even know me. I'm not bad. Well, there was this one time when I did, and that one time. No, I'm not bad. Hey?
Perhaps we
Not
get
bad,
to
aside
know
from
each
one
other a
time.
bit better later.
Fine. He sits down, really. Finally, I feel I've got a friend besides Seven, and a girl at least, and then just, just my luck.
At that point, unless somebody else is interested in doing any more actions,
Hmm.
the head teacher would otherwise enter, which is Miss Hartfeld.
Oh yeah.
She enters. She's wearing a black suit with a red tie. And she's got a bit of a limp to her step, and she's wearing a cane. Got
Walking with a cane, not
Walking.
wearing a cane.
wearing a cane, of course. Not that's silly. There we go.
That's silly.
She's got an eye patch and short hair, so she looks really tough. Everybody gets a bit quiet, and people shuffle the tables back into position.
And something that he forgot to paint on the picture, her right hand wears a glove.
Yes.
She has a fine black glove on her right hand.
Because every Bond villain needs a black leather glove.
Yes.
Exactly.
So we defeat Rachel and we win the game?
Probably
Probably.
not.
But can you truly defeat a person who gained the power from basically a god? That is the question.
Yeah, that is an
Ask
excellent
Ultrix.
Yeah.
The answer is yes.
Now, Rachel, do you have any ideas or initial inspiring words that you would think Rachel would say? to get
Well,
the
first
class's
off,
attention.
are the chairs and tables, still standing wrongly after the incident
Well, people
with the...
are now shuffling to get them right.
Yeah, they are suddenly, just beginning to move in the right position as he enters. It's a lot easier. They just move by themselves. So it's done correctly.
Rosa falls from the ceiling after a moment. She barely manages to sketch to the landing. And gets herself at the table.
Yes, Rachel will turn around, and look over the class.
Yes, is sitting on the bookshelf.
Yeah. Well, greetings everyone, and welcome to Hero Academy. I am Miss Hartfeld, the head teacher. She looks way too young to be at such a position, actually.
How old would she be now?
Well,
Somewhere
it's
in her
5 years
20s,
later, so
late 20s.
early 20s.
Early 20s.
It's only 5 years later.
Yeah, sure. So early 20s, right.
Early 20s.
Hello, Miss Hartfeld. At least he says it, and I think...
I say it.
Yeah, whoever thinks their character's well enough.
At least that chap would probably say it as well.
At least
Right.
anybody who's been briefed well enough, yeah. Evan says it too.
I'm glad to see so many actually came up and got in this school. Now, as you know, what we are going to teach here is not, this is the way you need to be a hero. No. This is a place where you can be free, where you do not have to hide yourself with your powers. You don't have to be afraid. Everyone here is equal. And here are we going to teach you to decide what person you want to be. Also, I must say, if you're gonna be a villain, that's going to create trouble later, so I refrain you from not doing that. Please. Does he say with a smirks, like, obviously, a joke. And that would be her encountering words.
Excellent. Let's look at her smiling. I think my hair has turned back to pink.
To pink.
Yes, pink.
Fair enough.
Indeed. Just pink.
Hmm.
A little natural.
Alright, now everybody's gonna get handed a schedule. And on that schedule are a lot of everyday subjects like, math, English, nature science, that sort of thing. But also, every other day, there's gonna be a hero-specific course. Things that stick out to you is hero physicals, hero history, and one particular is defense against villains. Would be interesting. And then
Interesting.
another person enters, and that's Umbra. Now she's looking gruff as always, not very impressed, and I gotta get her to the front, of course.
Umbra is never impressed.
She's never impressed.
I mean, look at that face.
And totally, when she enters, Scarlet would comment, Umbra, it can't hurt to smile sometimes.
You would get from Umbra just a raised eyebrow, and she lowers her glasses on her face, like to the bridge of her nose, before completely ignoring her and moving back to look at the class.
Yeah, Umbra announces. Now, for the first day, we're gonna have something special lined up for you. You've probably noticed the people outside in the press, They want to see what this school is going to offer and what talent is attracted. So that means we're going to have a little bit of a proving grounds prepared for you.
Exciting!
Awesome! Does Keith,
Jack actually looks quite nervous because he knows Umbra.
Yeah, I want to see if it's still awesome once we're through with you. He responds.
Okay.
I don't want any one of you to hold back. Of course, there's not going to be any lethal obstacles. But if you get any scratches, you're going to have to deal with me patching you up.
Why does that sound more like a threat than an actual help?
Because it is. It's Umbra.
Altså, jeg forestiller mig det bare lige, I imagine, everyone in the class, just get that, oh boy, sweat kind of, I'm not gonna get hurt.
Hayos is more like, I hope I don't injure someone, because he can't control his powers at all.
Hayos, are you still munching something?
Yeah, he's basically sitting with a bag of something, just munching.
As you look over, you see this girl here doing practically the same thing. She's got like a cereal bar that she's chewing on, and you can look into her bag a little bit, and there's a lot of other eatable stuff in there.
He's thinking about taking some of that because he's really hungry.
For some reason, and you're not quite sure about her one eye, I think you're sitting to the left of her, her left eye seems to be looking at you, but you can't really tell.
He blinks a couple of times, which looks kind of funny because he has the normal eyelids that everyone has, and then he has a pair of inner eyelids as well that closes, what's it called? Not vertically, horizontally. Like lizards and other.
Let's continue this
creatures.
Weird eye play. As her left eye is spinning clockwise about 360 degrees.
What the?
This isn't weird at all!
He's just like, huh?
And you could perhaps, if you wanted to get some food from her, you could use Pierce the Mask to get out how you can possibly get food from her. That might be a good way to use that thing if you want to meet someone new and get to know more about them.
Okay, Pierce the Mask is
Mundane. Which is maybe not your strong suit.
No, it ain't. They got minuses. Oh wow, I actually hit. How can I get her to share her food with me?
I don't think he heard it.
My microphone was muted because I was throwing something in the trash. Okay, so a good way to get someone to share with you is to offer something in return for the first time. Maybe now you're trading 1 for 1, but maybe later she's going to give you something freebies if you want them. Build up some goodwill.
I hold up and point at the bag, and then point at her bag like, trade? Like that motion?
She hands over a bit of food stuff to you. It's a candy bar. Like a full chocolate candy bar.
He takes it and gives her some of his, basically.
Yeah, make something
before
up
he
what
just
you're giving
wraps
her.
it open. Bag of cinnamon buns, basically.
Okay, right fresh from the bakery.
Not necessarily bought.
Okay, well, we don't need to know that detail.
Well, you know why, Atem.
Now,
with his little background thingy.
Yeah, sure. Now, Umbra is seeing this, since you're standing in front of the class, and people in the stands usually don't realize how much the teacher actually sees going on in front of them. What do? They're clearly not paying attention.
Well, Umbra, for example, she was just like, the shadows actually come around, and all of the little snacks are suddenly just gone, poof, gone with the shadows, and it's like, since you have time to play games, I believe you will be first.
Chaos just looks at Umbra and just looks at his hands where the chocolate was and just then looks back and just
You can see her
looks
eyes
really
going everywhere
sad.
right now.
he just looks really sad, like, but I needed that kind of expression.
Well, assuming if you perform well, you may yet earn your snacks back. Perhaps
He just-
next time
he-
pay attention.
His expression goes to Grump and just pulls out another piece of snacks and just opens it and just
Faster than she can snatch it away, I'm sure. Now, for Scarlet would chime back in. Now, for the proving grounds, we're going to need some space. So, we're going to move over to a training ground that Armtech has provided us to use today. And I think, we're going to cut over to there where there's like a huge walled off area. And you can see.
I want to ask if I can bring my bike.
What do you think, Amber and Scarlet?
If it's a part of her, equipment to make her be able to perform better, then yes.
So basically, if it's part of her powers, then yes. Otherwise,
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You can see Waki is also pretty happy that he can use all of his equipment. He seems to have many pockets in his jacket where he's still fiddling around with stuff.
Keith would look over at him. Be careful about those kunais. They are very sharp.
Yeah, and very expensive. I got them from real Japan.
Real Japan.
That's awesome.
He didn't get it from fake Japan, he got it from real Japan.
He seems, looking at him, he seems to be a bit on the chubby side of things.
Choji.
Yeah.
not quite Choji. Choji
Not
is a
quite,
bit
yeah.
bigger.
Choji is special.
Do not mess with Choji.
No.
Yeah, you also get, since you're close to him and talking to him, you can see the symbol on his headband. It's sort of a zigzag line that is upright. Let me draw it in the front here to show it off. Kind of goes like, like this. Yeah, that's the base. That's exactly the symbol that's on there. Not the best color to see it, but
I can see it.
yeah.
I can see.
Especially because it was the same color as Umbra's jacket.
There you go. It's got now some darker background. Some part of you thinks that it's self-made. Behind the proving grounds is a large wall of area where you can see large skyscraper, sort of replica skyscrapers, not quite the whole height of Halcyon City, because Halcyon City is a big city, at least nearing 50 million inhabitants, if not more, uncounted ones. There's always something going on. So basically,
it's massive.
It is a massive city, and this little area down here is a miniature replica.
I might have to head off if this
yeah.
thunderstorm continues.
We'll be coming to the end and sort of a cut here to be continued
Okay.
way. And Scarlet is saying, now there's going to be some opponents for you in there. We've got some defense robots. They're only going to shoot you with paintball ammunition, but that's as good as any deterrent from you to actually get hit. You're going to have to clean your own uniforms.
You might hear Umber muttering, had it been me, it would have been bullets.
Yes, it would have been.
Actually, Scarlet is leaning to him and says, yes, I know about a surprise, but rabbits. So no.
Umbra actually gives, for final time, like it's such a once in a year given thing, Umbra would probably give Scarlet actually an honest smile for once.
Yeah, they
First
teachers
smile
have
in the
something
past 5
special
years,
in
man.
reserve that they're not telling anybody.
Great.
So,
Wonderful.
everybody pick an entrance that you want to go in, and then we'll see how you perform under real conditions. And with that, with everybody sort of picking an entrance way and everybody getting ready, how would your character look ready for action? How would they get ready? What posture would they assume?
Well,
You know, Keith would, take out of his pocket, a pair of sunglasses and put them on.
Nice.
of course it would.
Like he is on his image, yeah.
Yes,
I
exactly.
don't think Chaos would have a pose. He just walks in one of the entrances like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, Lobo's sticking with you, Freyr, and he's waggling his tail, lowering his front, ready to pounce.
Jack wouldn't probably do anything special either. I mean, he would stick by Lisa at first, but outside of that, it's just like, well, okay, well, I don't need my school back, for example, so he would leave that outside.
Mm-hmm. Lisa is actually now kind of excited, getting over her nervousness, and she's getting ready to...
She's super shy!
Yeah, but this is more about not interacting with people, but getting to use her powers.
Well, yeah, she's scared of her powers.
Okay, never mind then. She's kind of nervous.
She and Rosa
tapping
can
her
get along
fingers.
great.
Oh dear.
You can see the blue or the weird-eyed girl getting really ready. One sort of into a sprinting pose, like sprinters getting ready for a run. Yeah, Devon. You tell me, Keith, what would Devon look like when he's getting ready for combat?
People around him would feel that the air suddenly gets colder as he get ready, and he would assume, for a moment, one of Mr. Sunshine's hero postures.
So he's a fan of Mr. Sunshine.
Well, or more likely, he just want to give his father a finger.
You know what? There's actually a whole bunch of little camera bots that Umbra is introducing you. They're gonna keep tabs on you so that the audience has something to see. Little drones, not drones. So yeah, you're gonna be filmed. There's gonna be a lot of people gonna be watching. In fact, perhaps the whole city is gonna be watching, if not more.
Nice. Layla is just going to be sitting on her bike, basically just double checking her equipment, like strapping on a holster, putting on a belt of equipment, of various gadgets and things that look entirely alien.
You see next to you the blind girl with a stick. You can't imagine her keeping up with everybody.
No.
In fact, you're not sure she knows which direction she would go in the city.
I think I look towards it. I think also my hair would be blue at this point.
Blue. What does blue mean?
Calm, confident.
Okay.
I thought blue was always depressed. That's why you have the saying of having the blues and everything, or feeling blue.
She's from another world, remember?
That's true.
Yes, Keith, he looks like, he's totally ready, totally cool for it. But, inside he's just like, I do not hope I blow up the entire place. Keep my power in control, keep my power in control.
Alright then. And as the doors open and like the horn, the beginning horn sounds is where we get like this freeze frame emotion of everybody running off into the city.
Or gassing off, but yes.
Yeah, to be continued.
Yay! How will I handle this character? I don't know. It's going to be an adventure.
Well, it's the next adventure we're going to get into some bashing and smashing. So that's gonna be good.
That's going to be
I kind of feel bad if someone ends up making Hales panic.
Why so? Why would you feel bad?
You've read my little power bit.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I sure did, but I'm still, I got him, you know?
Yeah.
Alright.
Next time on Hero Academy.
Yeah,
That's
Halcyon
cool.
Hero
Who ends up
Academy.
getting
Explosion.
injured
Fire.
and who doesn't?
Explosion, fire, monstrosity scream from a lizard man.
You know what? We're gonna get like one voiceover, just not a person, but the voiceover. And it seems like a rasp voice going, "These kids are gonna cause more problems than they solve."
No, never.
Sorry.
All right then. I think since this is a two-part, we're gonna do the end of session moves next time. Since
And
you
that's-
know, we started a
that
bit
makes
late.
that makes most sense.
Yeah. So, hey, first session. I was very, very excited to get this going. Lots of preparation done, and I'm looking forward to see how all your characters turn out.
It was
So do I.
fun.
So do I.
So
I look
do I.
forward. I look
Just,
forward to see the
It's gonna
relationship.
be enough.
Yeah, the relationships develop. I think we had some hints there, and I definitely see some comparison between the NPCs that the others made and your character.
I definitely hope that there will be enough food.
Yeah, we gotta make sure of that. Perhaps that's the whole one shot. If sometimes people are missing, we're just gonna have food run out, and that be the challenge of the episode.
Basically, who stole the food?
Alternatively, of course, there is gonna be that all-you-can-eat buffet challenge. It's like an
I
eating
feel
contest.
bad for the owners of that.
Yeah, I can imagine in like a later episode we're gonna have like this pan view. There's like this "we're not allowed inside" kind of label on the front door, like dogs, ice cream, rollerblades, heinous.
Picture of Hales and the blue
Yeah,
orange
you don't know her
shirt.
name yet. I guess you should ask her.
Googly eyes.
Googly eyes.
I mean, that's a good name.
Oh my god, will you come up with this stuff?
Who? Me or Atom?
All of us.
All of you.
This is going to be interesting.
Oh yeah. Especially I like that next episode, I guess the groups are gonna crystallize and how each of you are gonna work together. Of course, you as the players have to go first against what I have set out for you as a bit of a
Yes.
surprise. And then we're gonna see how the NPCs deal with this as a group.
Oh my! I have an amazing scene where if he runs into Rocky. Hey, Rocky, look at this! Fireball jutsu! Poof!
Oh dear.
Oh, oh dear.
He would of
Oh,
course be completely ninja running the whole way.
Of course.
Especially when he's not the one who's doing it, like has the powers. Like I can totally see Keith and Jack just teaming up and being like, you know what? I have wind, you have fire. Massive fireball.
But
Yeah.
you don't know he has fire yet.
Well, neither does Jack knows that. Neither does Keith know that Jack has wind either. But
That's why
I don't know.
That's why at the next session, we as the audience and probably you as the players are going to get introduced to each other's powers in this combat training. We're going to get to show off all the NPCs' powers as well. We saw some of them.
Well, Hales' powers isn't gonna be that obvious yet.
Oh, Keith is going to be so obvious.
Well, yeah, fire.
Well, suddenly half of the city is on flame. Damn it! Hit it again!
And try to keep property damage to a minimum. Are you pointing at me?
Yep. Yep.
Hey, why are you pointing at me? I'm totally honest, it wasn't my fault. How could I know they had, highly flame adventure in that wood. That's always there. How should I know? Oh,
I don't know. You study?
Alright then, I'm gonna hop off here. Thanks
am
for
I.
watching the stream. The people who've been watching the stream, I know some people tuned in. And I'm probably gonna put this up on YouTube as well, hopefully. I
Okay.
keep like my discipline up, so it's gonna be something less. I really gonna give my best to this series. It's gonna be the Empire Strikes Back of the Star Wars universe.
I need to figure out how this character fights. Also, how I use my second ability.
Yeah, you
And
got
what
a
is
week
your
to think about this now.
Yeah, I
What?
don't think I can use my second ability in combat because it's weird and hilarious.
What is actually your second ability?
Stunning beauty.
Well, know, probably not against robots.
Unless you want to get
riots.
molested, I wouldn't
You know-
recommend it.
Well, as long as it probably wouldn't work against droids and
Nope.
robots and that stuff. But if there's those, if you're gonna stop some bank robbers, you're just gonna, hey boys, and
I
And
got
then-
royal charms as well, but
Yeah, but
Yes,
the problem,
exactly.
the problem with that is that if you have that kind of a beauty type of thing, and you go especially against adults, adults are cruel.
well, that's where Keith comes in and make them all go into flames. Woo! Oh,